Hey guys, we're back, and we roughed out this old figure here with gouges and V-tools and knives, and I've got a frontal view on a little bit, but what I'd like to do right now is start in on this, show you how I start cutting this down. So with that, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start cutting and start shaping this a little bit more here. And then what we're doing, let me use this little upsweep here, is putting in the profile on this head. And I'm right now I'm starting out with a knife, kind of where that chin will be. I'm working my way over the nose. Let's see here. Let me turn around here and get my number 3 shallow gouge here. I'm gonna come across here and start bringing that chin down a little bit. See, I'm starting to bring that down, and I'm going to come over to my lines as much as possible. And I wanted to say, sorry we didn't get this a little sooner, but I've been in Florida teaching a seminar down in Tallahassee, and just now gotten back and gotten started on this. And Peyton was feeling a little poorly too. Okay, I got that down the line, but we're gonna work on it and get him started here. And this is we're just blocking this guy out right now. Now I'm gonna take draw me a little line right in here and start cutting in where this brim of the hat will be. And get to show you that. I'll come around and do it on here. And when you're doing this, if you cut your lines off, just go back in and draw them back on. Okay, now I can go in and take my knife and start shaping that head up a little bit, and the bottom of the cap, the brim of the cap rather. And come in on this side. And once again, I'm using this big knife because I can really reach across that wood and reach in there and get me a good cut across there. And like I said, you don't have to have a knife this size. But I've got that profile headed that way. I will take this knife, this upsweep knife, now and come in, cut, kind of get that brim of the hat a little bit straighter across there. But that right in here will be where the nose will be. It's the highest point of the carving, or the face, rather. Now, I'm going to come across here and start the top of the brim of that hat. Let's see here. Get that flat, a little bit flatter across, or straighter rather. Now I can come back. I can start removing the wood back to the crown of the hat. And right now I'm leaving the brim of that hat pretty thick while I get it carved. I don't want to make it too thin and break it off. I like to come across the front and make sure we got a good straight edge, straight across there. Now I'm going to work a little bit more on up toward the top of the hat. I'll try to get another video next week. Then the next, leaving out not next Thursday, but the next, going to the Renegade Woodcarvers Roundup. And I'm teaching the a pre-class there, and we're doing I'm doing a bandsaw blank rather than a rough out. I've got like 3 projects I'm doing, so I think there's still some room in my openings in the all the pre-classes. But you just kind of work all over it and get it down to your lines. Now right up under here, I am going to take a number 9 gouge, about a 10 millimeter, and I'm going to start working in here where that neck will be, and the chin. Whereas if I on a bandsaw, I would have just gone in there and cut that to that shape. All right, let me put that down and you get a few little chip pieces in it. But we got the profile in. I'm still want to take this down right in here a little bit. Down to my line. But right now we're just gonna kind of shape that chin up. Now I'm gonna come back here and start the back side of the crown of that hat. I like to get the shape of the cap in there before I start doing the actual brim of the hat. Okay, now what I'm going to do is start shaping this area right in here. So I'm going to take this big number 11, probably about a 1-inch number 11, and start shaping this neck and the back of the head. And that's why you want to keep their lines drawn on, so you know where you're headed, at least one side, so you can come over and kind of match it. Now let's come in with let's see if we can come in and shape a little bit more with the upsweep knife. And we're getting a little bit of shape in there now. But I'm looking forward to the Renegade and seeing everybody there, and meeting people for the first time that's done it for the first time. Let's see here. What we're looking at on time there, Peyton?
Got about 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. We got good time here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here and start working this little brim of the hat, or the cap rather. And I'm using a number 9 gouge to come in here on that, like that right there. Work my way that way and then come in on this side. And work across and dig that area out in there. And when I get it to where I want it, I go in and kind of shape it up with a knife blade. I need to bring the crown of that hat just back a little bit more. And before I even get a knife in there, I will use a V-tool in there. He's shaping up. Let's put a little bit of neck on him right here now. I'm working in the neck area and the top of the shoulders while we're in there. Like that. Now let's run a V-tool across there and start getting some flat areas in there. I'll turn my tool this way and work on one side of the V-tool, and turn the other one and work on the brim of the hat. I just kind of jockey back and forth, and that starts me an angle right in there. And that's what I'm looking for, is an angle. Now let's see, I'm going to take a knife and kind of taper this a little bit more. But on off camera, I'll go in. Well, like I say, I'll refine this a little bit and get it ready for the next video. But this is a little bit time consuming on this. Now let's come back and start cutting in here and developing our top of the brim of our hat. Yeah, let's see. Let me get that long knife will reach across there and get that whole brim. Now, what I'd like to do now is I'm going to come in here and kind of bring up the bottom of that brim of the hat just a little bit. And just tuck it in there. Okay, let's a little bit more right in here. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to put me a line right across right there where I got a line, and right here. And we're going to go in with a V-tool, and we're going to kind of sink them shoulders in a little bit. And here, once again, the beauty of this big old tool here, I can start bringing those shoulders in a little bit, right in there, over here also. What we're looking at on time here, Pete?
Got about 2 minutes.
How many?
2.
2 minutes, okay. Now, I'm going to come right in here and start gouging out in here and start my frontal view a little bit from the side. And when we off camera, I'll go in and get this thing shaped up for you. But you just take a big gouge like this number 11 and start shaping him with this gouge. Okay, you see how I did that? Well, I'm gonna off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and get this other side, and then what I'd like to do, starting the next video, or we're getting close, aren't we, Peyton? Yeah. Is go ahead and I'll show you how I line this up, divide it up, and we'll put some little ears on. I'll have that drawn, but then we'll shape the head from the frontal view. I will say one thing. Right in here will be the center, and his head width is going to come in just about like this, and he'll have some ears right in here also, and his cap brim will come across like this right there. But anyway, that we'll work on the frontal profile on the next video, and I'll have this done, and then we'll possibly start separating in here. But with that, guys, I'm gonna leave it with you, and until the next video, we'll see you later. Happy carving, and bye.